Hello, Wildcat fans. I'm Paul Grill. Welcome to a summer edition of Call of the Wild. We're joined now by Weber State basketball head coach Randy Rahe. You know, Coach, it's summertime. Usually it's a quiet time. It should be for basketball, but you guys have had a whole lot going on this summer, haven't you?
You know, it has been really, really busy. And, we like it that way, so it's all good. But our June and Julys have been pretty crazy. I think all college coaches, Division I coaches, talk about the Junes and Julys are almost as busy as any months that you have, including the season. June is real busy. We have basketball camps for all the kids, and then we have our players up here working out and doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then July, obviously, is 3 weeks of recruiting. So really busy time, but it's been a good summer, a fast summer, but it's been a good summer.
Well, we've had a lot of things to talk about that have happened this summer. We'll kind of go in chronological order, I guess. And back in June, it was announced that Brekkott Chapman, transferring from the University of Utah, he'll have to sit out this year, of course, as a transfer, but we'll have 2 years at Weber State. Talk about Brekkott and how he came to be and what you're looking forward to with him.
Well, we're really excited about him. He, we've known Brekkott forever. We recruited him out of high school, watched him a bunch over at Roy High School, 10 minutes away. And, his recruitment got so big that we knew that we weren't going to probably get him, but he ended up at Utah, had a really good freshman year, and last year wasn't too bad either. He's a good player, but when he decided he wanted to transfer, this was one school that he asked to get his release to, and we're really happy that Utah released him to us. And we took about a month to get to know him and him to get to know us. And he came up and played with our guys a whole bunch, 6, 7, probably 8 times. And I think he felt very, very comfortable. Our guys really enjoyed him, really got to know him, and felt like he could really fit our culture and fit our program and how we do things. And he has. Ever since he's committed and started working out with us, he's done a great job. He's really working hard. He's really fit in really well with his teammates and kind of how we do things. So he's got a great future. It's going to be a good year for him sitting out in redshirting, and he needs to get some strength, and he's already put on 10 pounds. But this is going to be a great year for him to really elevate his game, and then I think he'll have two outstanding years for us.
Great. Also in June, not long after that, was the NBA draft, and Joel Bolomboy, Big Sky MVP, drafted by the Utah Jazz. Of course, everyone knows that, but how exciting that was looking back on Joel and the progress that he's made and to get drafted and played in the Summer League and et cetera.
It was great. If you look back when he got here as a freshman and it would have told me then that he would have been a second-round draft pick, I probably would have thought you were crazy. He's come so far, maybe as far as any kid that I've coached in 4 years. Just gradual improvement every single year. And then it all kind of came together for him this senior year, and had an outstanding season, Big Sky MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. But to me, it was more about just the improvement he made, and you could just see it coming. And he put in a lot of hard work. He's a tremendously hard worker. Obviously a great person, great kid, great teammate. But we were real excited when he got picked by the Jazz. I think everybody was really excited, including Joel, that he would stay this close to us and continue to be part of our family, and we can follow him and get down there and support him as much as we can. So really proud of him, really, really proud of him, and he's got a great future in the NBA, and I think he's going to have a very good career.
Pretty neat. 2 NBA players now in the NBA from Weber State. Fast forward a little bit, in July, Jeremy Senglin attended the Adidas Nations Camp down in Los Angeles, just got back from that. Joel had been invited to that. Damian Lillard was invited to that before as well. Big deal for Jeremy, and tell us how that went.
It went great. First of all, Adidas Nations is very, very hard to get into. You've got to get invited, and they only take about 30 of the top college guys that are going to be, they can be in any classification, but Jeremy got invited, and we were really tickled to death about that, and he performed really, really well. We were getting reports from his coach down there and other people that were attending the camp, and he was a little bit of sounds like the surprise of the camp. A lot of people said he's definitely the best shooter that was down there, and had some big plays, some big games, made some big threes, which is what Jeremy does. He made, I guess he hit a couple game winners or something like that down there, but great experience for him, and I know he really enjoyed it. Great competition against high major players, and Jeremy definitely more than held his own against those guys. So it was great for him, and he just got back and started playing today, and You can see the confidence. I think it helped his confidence a little bit. Not that he needed a lot of that, but God bless him. But no, it was great week for him.
Great. A couple of scheduling news. In July, the Beehive Classic was announced that the Utah Jazz Larry Miller Group is putting on with BYU, Utah State, Weber State involved in that. Your thoughts on that? We've talked about that for years. It's actually coming to fruition now. Why is that a good thing for Weber State?
Well, number one, we get to play great competition for us. When Jerry Bovee first mentioned it to me that they were thinking about it, I said, just get us in. Whatever you got to do, we've got to be in this. And we want to play the best and biggest and whatever teams we can play. And for us to be able to do it right here in the state and make it a one-day deal with 4 teams, hopefully someday that maybe we can include everybody else too. Utah Valley, Southern Utah, which would be awesome. But it's going to be great competition. I think that place is going to sell out down at the Vivint. And every year we get to rotate. We're going to play BYU, Utah State, and rotate it. So neutral court games. I think that helps to add to the excitement a little bit. And but for us personally, it's just great for us because we get to play high caliber teams right here in our backyard in front of a whole bunch of people. And I think our fans are going to really love it, and the whole state of Utah is going to love it. And it's been a long time coming. I'm sure glad they put it together, and now we've got a 3-year deal with it. So it's going to be terrific for the state.
BYU will still announce the schedule with them. We'll still play them on a rotating annual basis in Provo and Ogden and Salt Lake, and the same with Utah State as well.
Yeah, we're going to keep that going. If we play BYU down at the Vivint in the tournament or the Classic, whatever they're calling it, then we'll skip that year. And then we'll go back to the next 2 years, home and home. And same with Utah State. So the contracts will stay the same, and we'll continue to play them.
And then also just recently the basketball schedule announced for the 16-17 season. You've talked about scheduling, that it's a difficult thing, and you've talked about that for years. Let's break down the schedule a little bit. You go to the Great Alaska Shootout, another preseason tournament. This is the 3rd year in a row to be up there for that.
Yeah. We've I've been there 3 times. Actually, I've been there 4 times, counting 1 year with the University of Utah. And Fairbanks isn't one of the most highly sought-after destinations, in November. I'm just going to tell our guys it's the Maui Classic. They just moved it to Fairbanks, but it's a great tournament. The people really support it. They get excited for it. They got a great venue to play in. It's a brand new place. Obviously high-quality competition, and I've always really enjoyed it up there. And the last time we went up there, our players really enjoyed it too. So we're excited about the tournament, and and then the other games on our schedule are good too. But we just we struggle. We just can't get home games, and so we've got to get into a tournament, and we're thankful we're able to get into that one.
You have road games at Pepperdine, which will be a home-and-home series. You have Stanford, a Pac-12 team on the road. Road games with BYU and Utah State. And then the home games, Utah Valley and Denver, the Division I teams, and a couple other games as well. You've mentioned it before. I mean, obviously you guys have done your research and try to get home games. I mean, you try.
Oh, that's all we do. Yeah. And it's 12 months a year we're trying to get home games, and it's just not working for us. Nobody is willing to come here and play, and so we've got to go to the next option, and that is obviously tournaments. And then one thing we always want to do, we want to put together the hardest schedule we can, and to try to prepare our team and everybody for Big Sky play. And this year's no different. We got Pepperdine, who's very good this year. Stanford, who's very good, obviously. At BYU, at Utah State. Those are going to be really, really difficult games, but great games. We get excited about those games and embrace that challenge. So I wish we could get more home games. I really do. We try every year. If people don't come, they don't come, and we can't force them to. But I think we put together another great schedule for our team. And you got to have some games that are winnable. And to me, I think every game is winnable. I think we're going to win every one. But you got to balance it out. And I think this year's schedule has exactly that. It's got good balance. And so our guys will be ready to go, and we'll see if we can tackle it.
It all starts in November. Final question about this season. What are you most excited about your team that you have assembled for this upcoming season?
Well, probably the fact that we've got a lot of kids back. We've got a lot of veterans. We really basically only lost Joe Bolomboy. Jeremiah Jefferson left to go to a junior college. But we have everybody else coming back, and that's a good thing because I liked them. It wouldn't be a good thing if I didn't like them. But I really like this team, and it made the summer much easier. Usually we spend the summers breaking down our guys, getting the new guys to understand our culture, how hard we're going to play, how tough we're going to be, and how together we're going to be. And this year it's already in their DNA because they've all returned. And so our summer's been great. Our guys have played really hard, been really together, fighting each other when we had to. And so when you don't have to teach that, you can move forward quicker. And we already have that in our, like I said, in our DNA. So it's been great that way. Our kids have worked extremely hard. We've had more kids stay up here throughout the summer than at any time since I've been at Weber State. We've averaged at least 8 or 9 kids up here the whole time. And a lot of kids didn't go home at all by their choice. And so it's exciting to me to know that they're very hungry. They're obviously very humble, and they're ready to get back and see if we can't do something again.
Well, best of luck. Enjoy the rest of the summer that there is, and best of luck this season. We're looking forward to starting. Practice begins in October, and the first game in November. It's also, of course, fall season with all the fall sports beginning. Football, volleyball, soccer, cross country also started as well. Be sure to visit WeberStateSports.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well. Go Wildcats.